avez pas une petite éponge là pour...
有没有给它弄点粉？
So.
好，大家好，我是郭反思。今天非常荣幸能在上海采访到我们 GPHG 的主席 Raymond 先生，他今天在上海的外滩园1号跟我们来做一个采访。So we're gonna speak English. I guess majority of the people don't really speak French. So
Sure.
Okay, cool.
So what did you say?
I said you're the most handsome guy from Switzerland. You just land if there's something look tired because of jet lag.
I'm not tired actually.
Not at all. No. Okay. So when did you arrive? Last night?
Last morning.
Oh, wow.
Morning early.
So when was the last time you were in China?
10 years ago.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That was... Oh.
Yeah, because my daughter, she was a trainee here in a Shanghai hotel.
Nice.
So I spent 3 weeks in Shanghai 10 years ago.
Cool.
So there's a lot of changes.
Oh.
Beautiful.
So I assume she can speak Chinese.
She speaks Chinese, yes,
Really?
indeed.
That's so cool.
Yes.
Did she teach you a little bit?
Not yet, but we have time till the opening.
Okay, perfect. So how do you find Shanghai 10 years ago versus now?
Same and different.
Okay.
Same because you feel the same vibration, the envy to develop, to have a lot of dynamism. Different because you don't have the same buildings, you don't have the same markets, you don't have the same streets and so on. It's a normal city, it's a world city which is developing. To me, it's, you know, I live 5 years in New York, I feel like in New York, and in New York, when you live in New York, immediately you feel at home.
Yeah.
And Shanghai is a little bit the same thing. You arrive here and immediately you feel at home. Because it's also a very international city.
Yeah, immediately integrated, everything is normal. So this year, I believe you, like GPHG and Hantang, make a great effort to bring all the 84 watches to Shanghai. I think a lot of collectors, they are super excited. Do you want to talk a little bit about this initiative?
Yes. We were very pleased, and we are very pleased to be here. It was about time to come back to China. So we didn't make a huge effort because Hantang did everything to welcome us here, and we think we have the best partner to exhibit our watches here. But really, China was on our map since several years, and we just waited for the best opportunity and the best partner. Cool. And now we have it, and we're looking forward to this exhibition opening tomorrow.
That's nice. So we collect a couple of questions from the fans and from the collectors from our channel. So I'm going to ask on their behalf. They have interests about GPHG and about in general how the watchmaking is going, and thanks to GPHG, a lot of independent watchmakers got seen by this forum. So how do you see GPHG balance between the big brands and the independent small watchmaker?
Well, you used the right word, balance. We are a vehicle to promote the big watches, but especially to launch also new watches and new brands. And I think that's one of our duty and our task is this promotion effort of the whole horology sector. So there is a balance between the big brands and smaller brands, and I think we are a vehicle of promotion, but not only. We also are here to promote watches not only as an economic object, but especially as a cultural vehicle, a vehicle for different values which are eternal in watches.
Yeah. So we see like every couple of years there are new category prices got added to the whole GPHG program, right? Do you and the members foresee in the future there's going to be more specific category increased for different watchmakers?
First of all, there are not every year many new categories. I think one of the characteristics of the Grand Prix is its stability.
Yeah.
So most of the categories are very stable. But we try to adjust to the trends and to accompany the trends or to try to set the trends too. So the changes we do in categories are very few.
Yeah.
And actually sometimes we even anticipate little evolution, like we created last year the Eco Innovation Prize.
Yeah.
And not a category. On purpose, we didn't create an eco-innovation category because we think this is a trend which needs time to develop. And one day maybe we will have this category or not.
Okay.
We are extremely flexible. Every year we are reviewing the category. For example, you have all this discussion about gender. Do we want to keep watches, man, woman, and so on? And for the time being, we decided to do so.
Okay, that's awesome because within your answer, you actually answer my next questions because people have questions regarding men's watches, female watches, super big size female watches with diamonds. So they wonder different category, how we can have a really clear boundary as collectors, how they can read from different categories.
Yes. We are in discussion with the brands, and actually we do not decide by ourselves. We are surrounded also by watch experts, and then the foundation decides on the categories. And we know also that we are in a branch which is where we have to go slow in the evolution, and that's why this discussion is ongoing. And for the time being, we think stability is better than innovation in this specific field, gender field.
Okay.
At the end of the day, it's up to the brand to decide which brand they want to compete, in which category they want to compete. Though we have an expert who, at the end of the day, the final decision is by us.
Okay, that's super cool.
Not by us, but by our expert,
the
independent expert.
Yeah, I think
because independent and neutrality is a principle which are key to the credibility of the
absolutely.
Yes.
So there are collectors curious about the brand like Rolex and Patek. Do you foresee in the future they join GPHG competition as well with their amazing arts, or do you foresee this might happen in a more long-term journey?
We are open. It's up to them to decide. What we want to do is to increase the efficiency, the credibility, the visibility of the Grand Prix, and we are working a lot on this. And they see this evolution, and one day they will have to decide if they want to join, if they want to show solidarity with the whole branch or not.
Okay.
It's their decision. Of course, we discussed with them very openly. Some says we cannot join because we have bylaws which forbid us. Some are participated with other brands than the main brands, and others are still very reserved, not reluctant, that they observe the evolution of the Grand Prix. So I'm open. We have time. I think the Grand Prix reaches universal credibility, and one day they have to decide what they want to do.
Yeah, that's super.
And more and more people are asking us, why don't they? And I always ask them.
Absolutely. I think since we are here in Shanghai, and this year there are a lot of Chinese brands enter the final round of GPHG, do you have any words to talk about Chinese watchmaking, or if you have certain feelings about these brands, just give us a little bit taste, like how you and the members have a view on Chinese watchmaking?
But as a president of the Grand Prix, I have feelings, but only personal feelings.
Absolutely, we'll put a hashtag up there.
So I'm not going to say anything about watches or preferences and so.
Okay.
But what is certain is we are welcoming the fact that more and more non-Swiss watches are participating, because one of our principles, besides neutrality, is also universality. And I think also there, the Grand Prix is a big promoter of watch industries worldwide and also in China. And what we see in China is brands emerging, competing, being selecting. We wish them good luck. But also behind the watches, there are a lot of other things. You know, how do you make a watch and so on? Do you want to keep it Swiss made or not? And in this field, China is very, very active and very efficient too. So I think watchmaking is also a very nice way to strengthen also the relation between Switzerland and China. There is a very strong bond, and we think also in this regard that this year is the right year to be here because we are celebrating the 75th anniversary of bilateral relation between Switzerland and China.
I think, for example, from my personal point of view, like the category, like it's a challenge category, is super fair because from the watchmaking, the cost, etc. I think you guys have done a great job to find a special rules for different watchmakings and with limited budget, how they can create a fantastic product, right?
Yes, and if they even as participant, it's already a huge promotion for the brand. And if they win, it's a winner.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Everybody wants to win.
Yes.
So from that point of view, how we balance the final result, because we can see brands like Parmigiani, Audemars Piguet, they join different categories. Do we have certain rules that brand cannot win like all of the different categories to balance a little bit exposure for the others?
We have rules and we are thinking about additional rules. So there is no monopoly. But this is a matter we are looking at. Yes.
Okay, that's super cool. If we look back all the watchmaking industry, economically speaking, we have up and downs, right? Me and the Chinese watchmaker community, we do think we might going through another down curve. And from GPHG side, how do you see the organization can help the brands go through this journey?
Well, first of all, when you have a down curve, that's the moment to promote. So it's also the right moment to be here, you know. So we think that first of all, we think that these ups and downs are normal because we have a long-term perspective. You know, of course, now we are more or less in the low, but it will come again. And the problem is not for us, but it's for some brands is to survive during this low. But it's not directly our concern. But directly we can help these brands to survive in the sense that we are promoting them, and that's why we invite them to compete. And on the mid and long term, I think this tendency will reverse like any cycle, and it depends not really on us. It depends not only on the economic situation, but more and more also on the geopolitical situation. And there are a lot of question marks, and nobody can tell you what is tomorrow, what tomorrow will be.
I think that's more the excitement and the challenges we have in this century and in this moment of time. Like a lot of things might happen, a lot of changes might happen, right?
It's excitement, but there is also a little bit of anxiety.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the world situation is very tense right now. And we have to be optimistic. And GPHG is an optimistic institution. And we will keep going and make exhibition and go where it is difficult also to exhibit something that is, you know, watches is incredible because it's a vehicle for values. And in tense time, it's important to have objects which are reflecting values, giving confidence to people. Like this bridge between innovation and tradition, but also this relation with the world, with the time. There is something mystical and mysterious, which gives confidence in the future. So I think our mission, a little bit philosophically, is just much more than just promoting watches.
Sure. I can see from both GPHG side, also from Hantang side, you are heavily invested on cultural aspect of watchmaking. How do you see the importance of heritage culture of all the watchmaking brand and also for the newcomers, like new independent brands?
We think it's central. I think Hantang and GPHG, we have the same mission.
Yeah.
And that's why we fit together, very much so. And every time we exhibit now, more and more, we are looking for locations which are artistic places, which are museums, which are this kind of location. And what we want to do more in the future is to marry actually the watch culture with other arts form.
Oh, that's nice.
Like music, paintings, writing, whatever.
Yeah.
Really to enhance the artistic dimension of watchmaking. Because the intense messages within watches is culture. And culture is at the core of human being, and it's also at the core of a better world tomorrow.
Yeah. Great philosophy, honestly. Also because there are a lot of people, for example, like it's a huge country in China, right? A lot of collectors, not collectors, pre-collectors, they say, oh, we're all buying Apple Watches, all the digital stuff. And I think that's exactly the part and the voices they should hear from you and from, in general, the watchmaking industry, how this carrier as a culture aspect, the watchmaking is super important and rely on arts.
Well, there is no problem to buy connected watches because it's a working instrument, actually. It's nothing to do with art, but it has to do with work and efficiency
like
and connection and so on. But the same people, they are collectors, they also badge a lot of mechanical watches. And consciously or subconsciously, they make a bridge with these values. But more important is to see that many young people are more and more motivated also to understand the watches, our watches, and also because they feel. Again, consciously or subconsciously, they feel the values behind the watch in a world where everybody is stuck on his on his phone. You know, yesterday evening I was walking on the boat. Everybody is not watching the buildings, but they're watching that. But don't worry.
They won't hit you, right?
It's the same everywhere in the world. It's not only here. And that's why this mission of manufacturing watches, mechanical watches, is very important. And it's nothing to do with economics. It has much to do with culture. And that's why we think it's very important to promote the Grand Prix d'Horlogerie de Genève.
Absolutely. It's really touching. I think it's also the young generation, they need to receive a different point of view because they were raised up in a different philosophy, environment, and a convenience way.
That's why we are not only a competition, and we are not only a promoter. We also have our way to educate people and young people, and education is one of our axes where we want to develop.
Oh, that's so
and
interesting.
it's also very interesting to work with Hantang because they have the same approach.
Absolutely. I heard a lot of young generation watch collectors, they are interested to go to Switzerland to learn watchmaking. However, the limitations are first languages, second they have limited resources to understand how it works. In general, there's not a platform or forum they can have all-in-one information. So they need to ask work staff, they need to ask different associations for different courses. I think that's for sure something a lot of people in China are super interested.
Yeah, but we have a common language, it's the language of emotion. And when you have this language, you can pass the barrier of languages and so on.
Yeah.
Because watch is about emotions, it's about soul.
Yeah.
And there are no differences between Chinese, European, American, and so on.
Yeah.
And you have to define and to reach out this common ground of human being.
Yeah.
It's a little bit philosophical, but it's
That's
true.
Exactly. I think that's the deep desire. A friend of mine, a brand owner, I won't mention the name here, it's not a promotion anyway. He was telling me if you don't have a deep desire in the stomach that you want to bring another point of view, don't create a brand because it's going to be really problematic, a lot of works, a lot of hassles. It might not be worth it monetary speaking, but it needs to come from bottom, from the heart.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're going to ask a very personal question. What is the most proud thing you have done during your journey in GPHG so far?
You know, first of all, it's not individual work. We are working all together. We have a team. We have a Director General, Karine Maillard. She's the soul of the Grand Prix d'Horlogerie. She's there since the beginning, and I just jumped in 2001. So I could take advantage of her great experience, and now we're working together, I think, quite very constructively. And I think one key moment was in 2020 when we created this academy. This academy, we started with 300 members. Now we have 1,050 members from all over the world, including China. We have 2 Chinese jury members this year. I think that was a turning point for the Grand Prix d'Horlogerie de Genève because it gave us a lot of credibility. We could develop this principle I talked about during our interview, this neutrality, universality, but also the solidarity brands has to show to the whole branch. And it allows us to work on different axes. As I said, first of all, it's a competition, really. The best should win. Secondly is the promotion of this watch industry. Thirdly is education. But also, fourthly, and this may be the most important thing, is the promotion of watchmaking as an art. And it's a cultural mission. So, and the starting point really one of the founding moments to develop these strategies was the creation of the academy. Now this academy has 5 years. So we said we will first of all build it up during 5 years and to see how we can develop it. We will develop it in the next 5 years in the sense that we are going to strengthen even the criteria of selection of academia to have even more competent academicians, and we will also review the rules of the jury. So this is a work we will start now after these 5 years, and that's the next step of evolution of the Grand Prix, with a big emphasis on education, really.
Yeah.
Because young generation is the future.
Yeah, absolutely. We observe a very interesting phenomenon in China is the young generation, when they are under 30, they might have less interest into watches, but they hear something from their parents, from their grandparents. But once they pass 30, it's like a milestone. They all of a sudden interested into mechanical watches. So do you see, in general, philosophical speaking, so people when they were way younger, they might be more interested into fancy digital connected stuff, and once they got more attached culturally, they are more turning to mechanical watches?
Well, I would differentiate. To buy a watch, you need money. So, no, it's true. So people will be interested in a watch when they can afford it, you know?
Yeah.
But where I see a real potential is young people want to be watchmakers.
Yeah.
You know, it's not even own a watch, but make your own watch or to participate in the creation. And that's why we have to start already with the early generation, with 15 years or That's why we created in our academy a section of young academicians, because we think people should not only be interested in watches, but also in watchmaking. Yeah. And there is a huge potential because it's a job. And with this job, you can get a salary, and with this salary, you can buy watches. I think it's very simple. And you know, we are perceived very often as a high-end watches and luxury watches, but it's not true. We have all categories, starting by 0 or 50, and everybody can afford a watch that is exhibited at the Grand Prix d'Horlogerie de Genève. So we should get out of this category or prejudgment and have an open approach of the watch industry. It's not all about money. It's a lot about emotion and passion. And we have to initiate this passion by the young people. And that's not only by buying or. It's what do you see in a watch?
What do you feel
what kind of values do you see in what? And then when you get older, you ask yourself, what's the sense of being here? And you develop also a kind of reflection about your relation with the infinite and so on. And subconsciously, the watch is giving you some answer.
Yeah, that's super interesting.
Time is passing.
Yeah. So, when will be the next time you and GPHG come back?
As soon as possible.
Okay.
No, but I think 10 years was too long.
Yeah, absolutely.
So less than 10 years.
Yeah.
We have to, we have to choose, every year we choose location. So we have to cover the whole world.
For sure.
So we cannot go every year to the same location, even if this location is extremely promising and so on. But China is a must, definitely, and I think we will come back within the 2-3 next year. Maybe here, maybe somewhere else in China.
Okay, that's super interesting.
Because, in the perception of China, there is Shanghai and Beijing, but China is huge. And you have huge cities, and you have also cities which are developing a watchmaking industry, which is very impressive, and you're starting to think about schools, watchmaker school, and so on. So this is really impressive. It's an evolution that everybody should really follow carefully, because it's an emerging competition. And that's why I think we'll come back soon.
Okay, that's awesome. We heard on the 10th of October, there's going to be the first time we have a World Watch Day. So do you want to elaborate on this topic? Because a lot of audience, they don't really know.
At 10:10. 10:10.
Which time? Shanghai time or Geneva time?
No, we will celebrate it here with the GPHG at 10:10. It's the first World Watch Days. Is to create a kind of world conscious, not only for watches, but for the time, for the importance of time. And there are several actors who are participate to the watch out of the watch world who are participate to this initiative, and it's just to create this universal conscience of time through kind of symbolic actions, through communications tools, and so on.
Absolutely.
But the world will not stop on the 10th of October at 10:10, a millisecond, it will stop, and we'll think time is important for everybody. Because time passes, but eternity stays.
Yeah, that's so philosophical. 那我们各位观众，其实就像刚才主席先生已经说过的，整个的这个 GPHG 的展，它并不只是代表着很高阶、很昂贵的制表，它也代表了一些制表的文化。所以你不要觉得说啊，我到现在没有买过一只很昂贵的表，我就不能来看这个展，是不是？我不应该，这不是为我创造的一个展览。那希望大家如果11期间在上海或者上海的周边都可以来看一下这10年遇一次的 GPHG 日内瓦钟表大赏的巡展。谢谢大家。
Bravo.
Ça va?
Oui, tout va bien.